The Money Box. Once upon a time, in a cozy little nursery filled with gentle moonlight, in the quiet breath of sleeping toys, there stood a wooden wardrobe pushed against the wall. On top of that wardrobe, high above the floor, sat a proud little clay money box. It had been there for as long as the toys could remember, with its round belly full of coins and a narrow slot on its head. The money box often boasted about its wealth and how many toys it could buy if it wanted to. From up high, the money box looked down on the rest of the toys scattered across the room. Wooden trains, teddy bears, dolls, a rocking horse, a miniature theater stage, and even a wobbly wagon. Every evening, as the room turned dim and the moon peeked through the curtains, the toys would whisper stories to one another. But none dared to challenge the money box, for it believed itself to be the most important of them all. One peaceful evening, the drawer of the old cabinet creaked open just a little, and from within it, a large plush doll with a patched neck spoke up softly. "Friends," she said with a sparkle in her button eyes, "shall we play a game tonight? Let's pretend we're people, just for fun." Her voice was warm and full of imagination. The other toys perked up with excitement. Even the little bell near the window jingled as if to cheer the idea. The moon cast its silver glow over the room, turning it into a magical theater stage. The toys agreed eagerly. But how would they invite the money box? It was so far above, and none could climb that high. So the doll carefully wrote a tiny letter on a folded piece of play paper and asked the paper plane to fly it up. When the money box read the letter, it gave a proud little humph. "I suppose," it said slowly, "I could join from up here. I'll watch your little show. It may amuse me." The toys, grateful for its attention, agreed. The wagon added politely, "Not everyone can be noble, dear friends. Some must do the simple jobs. We all have our place." So the evening of wonder began. First, the toys built a miniature theater, arranging thread spools for seats and draping a silky handkerchief as the curtain. It was positioned just so, where the money box could see everything. The rocking horse offered a speech about races and adventure, while the wagon boomed tales of long journeys on railway tracks. The clock, with its steady ticking, chimed in about politics and timekeeping, though the others found it a bit hard to follow. The cane, with a silver tip and a golden ring, stood tall and proud, claiming to have been owned by someone very important once. And on the little velvet couch, two delicate, embroidered pillows watched the scene unfold with elegant silence. When the play began, the toys took their places. Some acted, some clapped, some giggled, and others simply watched in wonder. The show was not perfect. Puppets sometimes drifted too far because of tangled threads, but no one cared. The joy of being together made everything magical. The doll with the patched neck played the lead. Her voice was soft and full of dreams, and even though she worried about her stitches, she smiled all the way through. After the play, the toys threw a little tea party, complete with tiny cups and imaginary cakes. Laughter filled the room like music, echoing sweetly under the moonlight. Moved by their joy, the money box made a grand announcement. "When I am someday no longer here," it said, "I shall leave my riches to one of you. You have all brought me great delight tonight." The toys were quiet, surprised, and curious. They wondered who it might be, but they didn't ask. They only smiled, thankful for a night filled with joy. But time is a mysterious thing. Just days later, while the toys lay resting, a sudden tremble passed through the wardrobe. No one expected it. The money box wobbled, and before anyone could call out, it fell from its high perch, crashing to the floor below. Silence filled the room. Then, with a sound like rain on the roof, the coins scattered everywhere, bouncing and spinning in every direction. The little coins giggled and twirled, dancing with glee. The large silver coin, who had once dreamed of traveling the world, rolled far and wide, finally free. The broken pieces of the money box lay still. They no longer sparkled. They could not hold treasure anymore. So, they were gently swept into a dustpan and placed in the trash. It was a quiet goodbye. Yet the coins, oh, they found new life. Some were used in toy vending machines. Others found their way into music boxes or donated to children in need. They had stories to begin. The very next day, a new money box arrived. It was placed on top of the same wardrobe. It was shiny and clean, but unlike the one before, it was gentle. It did not boast. It smiled, if a box could smile, and watched the toys below with quiet curiosity. When the toys looked up, they saw not pride, but kindness. And so, a new chapter began in the nursery, a chapter of laughter, sharing, and friendship. The moon still visited, the toys still played, and every evening was filled with soft, glowing magic. And from that day on, the money box listened, not just watched. Moral of the story: we should never look down on others just because we think we have more. True value comes from kindness, not coins.